Hi, my name is Brooke Chavez, and I'm the Executive Director of Primarily Primates.
The current global pandemic has caused so much uncertainty. What we do know at Primarily Primates is that we must be here for them. The animals cannot provide their own care. And one thing to remember about our population here, of our residents, is that 80% of our animals are geriatric. They need care staff to monitor their behavior, to be able to identify when one of them is not feeling well so that we can treat them appropriately with medications. Also, they have to be fed. These animals don't get to take time off when it comes to pandemics, and neither do we as their caretakers. Every day at Primarily Primates, we already use gloves. We already use face shields and masks when hosing the animals' habitats and cleaning their bedrooms. And just making sure that we're protecting ourselves so that we can protect the animals. We have seen a reduction in our donations, but we need donations to survive. Share the word, share our need with people on your social media feeds, your neighbors, your families. Another way that you can help Primarily Primates and all of the residents is if you have some extra produce. We can use nuts, we can use dried cereal. It's life-saving for our animals for these donations to come in and for just daily operations to continue. So the best way that a supporter could help is to make any type of contribution today.
Get off the door.
My name is Alex, and I'm cleaning the yard of Lenny, our Pataz monkey. It's a really big job. He doesn't like going inside very much, so when he does decide to go in his bedroom, we have to seize the opportunity and clean his yard. To me, they're like majestic fairy tale creatures. They're very, very unique little guy. They are I believe, the fastest primate in the world. Our chimps over there have a pretty nice view of the whole outback. nature. They like to climb to the top and see what we're doing. They get pretty curious. They recognize us, and sometimes they'll make noises, try to get our attention. It's pretty cute. They just want to know what's going on. They're real curious.
So this is one of our giant PVC barrel enrichment. We like to call it a fisher feeder. It allows chimps and other primates to do what they do best, which is problem solving and tool usage. What we did is we filled this with a nice little mixture of rice, lentils, and some of them like to use tools to kind of fish it out because it's full all the way deep. It gives them a lot of protein with the lentils and just a little fun snack. This enrichment is something I like to call RAINSTICKS. They are really thick tubes with newspaper, and then on the inside I have about a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. And the chimps are just going to go crazy over these. Here, Cheetah. Cheetah. Woo! They love sunflower seeds. They love any kind of new enrichment. Great. Watch out, rock.
My name is Laura and I'm one of the animal caretakers here at Primarily Primates. This is the geriatric group in section 2. There are 4 members in this group: Corky, Josephine, Tootsie, and Chrissy. When we put up perching for them, we try to keep in mind that they might have a little bit of limited mobility. So we try to make sure all of the branches are connected to each other. There aren't really super steep slopes. When I put up the branches, I tried to connect all the platforms so that they would have a lot of space to run around in and they would be able to move around with no problem. This little guy is Corky, and he's just kind of like a human. You know, as we get older, we lose our hair, and so that has happened to him as well. So there's not really anything wrong with him. He's just old. He's actually 46 years old. And the wild Capuchins live for about 15 to 20 years, in captivity about 35 years. So he and a couple others in here have surpassed that. And he is just so spunky and full of life. Tootsie, she is about 40 years old. She's pretty up there as well. And she's just very active. She loves to run around. She loves anything, peanut butter. She loves jelly. She just loves any sorts of treats. Josephine's about 35 years old. She's a pretty active monkey and she likes to interact with others. Josephine, when she was introduced to this group, made very good friends with Chrissy. And they started grooming each other, and they kind of like to hang out in the back of the enclosure. There's a really nice platform that one of the caregivers built, and they will just hang out there. And then Chrissy's the last one, and she is one of our also very old Capuchins. She's about 40 years old. She really enjoys foraging on the ground. She's always digging through the grass and just looking for little seeds or bugs or things that we've thrown in there for her to eat. And that is our geriatric group at PPI.
We're getting 3 new chimps and they're just about to pull up.
immediately she went up on top, which would be natural for her. There's new chimps that she doesn't know who they are, and so it's going to take her a little bit to acclimate to her new surrounding.
Look at her.
I think they approve.
Yeah.
Our 3 new chimps have all brand new stuff in their new enclosure. They have a new concrete tunnel, they have all new wood replacement and hammocks, and a lot of toys. Everyone just seems like they walked in just like they're coming home.
Norma's in there hanging out on a hammock. She brought a blanket up. She collected some raisins. She's just enjoying the life.
What you doing? You just hanging out?
Hi, we're the staff of Primarily Primates Animal Sanctuary, and we wanted to be the first to welcome you to Giving Day for Apes 2020.
Today we are celebrating the upcoming construction of our new green space for the chimps that live in the red section at Primarily Primates. We're throwing them a construction-themed party in order to celebrate accordingly. So I am just about to let Jason, Barbara, and Shushu have access to their construction party. Oh, Jason!
So this is our Primadome. This was built about 7 years ago. Immediately when we saw them enjoying this new opportunity, we knew that we just needed to do this for everybody. The first chimpanzee ever to arrive to Primarily Primates was Rudy, who arrived in the 1980s. Before he came to Primarily Primates, he lived in this cage for many years as part of a traveling roadside zoo. When Rudy arrived here and received sanctuary, this habitat behind me was built for him. And now this new green space that's going to be built in his honor. For Tommy, Studio, Baxter, and Bubba. This is my friend Baxter, and Baxter arrived here in the 1990s. Before he received sanctuary from Primarily Primates, he was a very famous German television star. He was the star of a show called Unser Charlie, which translates to Our Charlie. After he got to a point where he could no longer be physically managed, this sanctuary intervened, and he's been here ever since. And we built him this really cool little tree house that he enjoys spending time on his deck and watching the other chimpanzees that are neighboring his habitat. I'm walking through what once used to be the old habitat for the marmosets and tamarins. Since last year's Giving Day for Apes, we've been working for months trying to complete phase 1. And now, since all this deconstruction has happened, we're clearing out all the old buildings to make room for phase 2, the new green space. So these habitats here behind me, and we have 2 others that look just like it, were built in the 1980s. At that time, these were considered state of the art, but we know that we want more for them. So we're going to add a tunnel right up here, and that tunnel is going to come right this way, and then it's going to connect right into this green space structure here. Right here in the spot that I'm standing, we are going to create an artificial termite mound where they're going to have opportunities to fish for treats like peanut butter, jelly, their favorite, ketchup. That's going to have all these different climbing structures and this really awesome bouldering wall that they can swing off from the bouldering wall and go into their musical playground, which is going to have drums that they can beat on. To be life-changing for them.
We'll be starting phase 2 soon, and this Giving Day we're asking you for your support to help us raise $60,000 towards completing the habitat and towards the care of Baxter, Studio, Tommy, and Bubba.
On behalf of the animals and the staff here at Primarily Primates, thank you so much for your support.
Feeding our local wildlife. They're getting some chicken scratch, which will provide a lot of extra calories they need. And I'm also feeding the birds that we haven't evacuated out. We are in what we call our small bird aviary, in the aviary section of Primarily Primates. We typically have from dusky conures to sun conures, blue-crowned, cherry-head conures, but some of our guys can be quite difficult to catch just because this is a free flight aviary. We want to give our guys all the freedom to fly free. And the indoor bedrooms have heat, so the smaller birds are able to go inside and warm up.
We brought some potable water to refill some of these gallons up for the volunteers, for the primates here. We did what we could. We brought some propane, we made some PB&Js for the primates. Now we're bringing some water.
Everybody is coming together as a community, and that's what's really, really important. And then to see any donations that have come in being money well spent. There is nothing that is thrown away. We are using every single dollar to make a difference in these primates' lives. When you think about the pandemic and the part that these animals play in helping us with that, that's a debt we can never repay. And so we need to take care of those that are in our care. And that's what Primarily Primates is all about. And I'm so proud to be helping out with that endeavor.
Brought y'all some fruits and veggies for all these beautiful animals out here. Brought your staff some snacks. I know they've been working hard. It all came from the Houston Area Off-Road Recovery Group.
And these are the the birds that were sent by volunteers that we had never met before this storm, and just taking loads of birds downtown to the San Antonio Zoo in their four-wheel drive vehicles. And because of their heroic efforts at the sanctuary, we have over a dozen parrots that get to come back home.
Come on out, guys. Hey, Dolphin. Good girl, Kara.
This is Rowdy, and Rowdy looks really good. He doesn't have any signs of frostbite on him whatsoever. When you're looking for frostbite with primates, you're looking for digits, toes, fingers, tail, ear, and around the nostrils. That's where we're seeing most of the cases of frostbite. I know. Oh, I'm happy too, you're back. I'm happy too. I love you. You know I do.
Oh, you're gonna open it like that?